Simon Harris told his parliamentary party meeting, which is a private meeting of TDs and senators, that he wanted to bring down the cost of education in the budget. That seems to have ruffled some feathers in Fianna Fáil. There were some accusations off the record last week that Simon Harris still felt that he was the Minister for Higher and Further Education. That trips over into this weekend just gone. James Lawless, who is the Minister for Higher and Further Education, goes on RTE and says that, as it stands, there's no money in the budget to continue the temporary reduction in the registration fee, which we've seen for the last 3 years, which is the factual situation. This was a once-off measure. We know since January the government has been saying that there are no once-off measures in the budget, but it may not be the politically expedient thing to say. Perhaps what he should have said, or certainly the view in Fine Gael, is what he should have said is there will be no once-off measures, but there will be structural efforts to bring down the cost of education, third-level education, in line with the programme for government.
If you think about it, up to now, about half of students get the full fee paid, the full registration charge under the SUSI grant structure. And if people were on the other side of that, in other words, they were paying the 2,000 up to now, they will have been aware, if they were reading his PQ reply back in March in the Dáil, that he wasn't going to use 100 million of resources to actually keep one for everyone in the audience, €1,000 off your fees, that he was going to target it, trying to increase the thresholds with SUSI, trying to get more people into a system where they're paying no registration charge. So effectively, he said, from my perspective as a Fianna Fáil minister, I want to ensure that we can try and expand educational opportunities to those right on the margin at the moment, rather than simply giving €1,000 off to people who can more than afford to pay it, etc., etc.
We have students that face estrangement, financial estrangement from their family, or just estrangement as a whole. When we talk about blanketing versus targeting, targeting is a great system to work with, but until this targeting system is ready to actually help the students that need it the most, we need the blanketing to make sure that we're supporting all students.
Explain to me, where are the problems with SUSI grant, Bryan, in terms of a targeted measure which we're asking for, but at the same time people are falling through the cracks?
Well, obviously SUSI has to be continuously improved, but I mean, I would be supporting an argument that says if we have X amount of state resources, we need to get as many people to college as possible. So effectively, you know, in terms of the different grant structures based on how far you live from college, etc., that needs to be looked at, because ultimately everybody needs dignity.